Okay, so I want to talk about why some women don't like when men show feelings, emotions, or if they cry. Okay, and basically, one reason is women have sort of trademarked it, that's their brand, that's their territory. And when you're feeling sad or if you're crying, that's infringing on their territory. That's infringing. That's a trademark infringement. That's infringing on their brand. Okay, a lot of women feel like, right? They're sort of maintaining these roles. They're exploiting these sort of caste roles, these societal roles we have placed in, and it's almost even has just become right that just makes them feel right, it's unfamiliar, it's different, so that makes them feel kind of uncomfortable, but also it's just how they that's their tool, that's their tactic, that's their strategy, right, that's their method, to influence or to manipulate behavior, okay, to get attention or resources. So they don't want you infringing on their territory, on their trademark, on their brand. Okay, it's the same thing when black identified people don't want you wearing dreads. That's how they stand out. That's how they get attention. So you're infringing on their trademark. They trademark dreads. That's why they're saying these Asian identified people, Oriental cast people, don't wear your eyeliner that makes your life look like you have monolids, emphatic folds. That makes them unique. That makes them stand out, and that they can sort of weaponize that or exploit that for attention or resources or these other things. So they trademarked it, even though it's all of it that's nonsense. Same type of thing. Okay, that's a woman thing. So it's kind of like stay in your lane, so we can only benefit from it. But the other reason why some women don't like when men express, emotions, especially like sadness or if they cry, is because women, it's sort of more tolerated in society for women to be infantilized, right? I feel like we're all infantilized into society, but it's more, and in some ways, it's more tolerated for men, right? Boys will be boys, slap on a wrist for various things, um, things like that. But it's usually more in a very specific setting for men. While women, they can act, you can basically act like a child, um, even to the point of joy and happiness. But, you know, women are infantilized, and when men express those emotions or sadness or cry, it's, they're forcing us to be their father figures, essentially. That's why men adopt these sort of hard personas, almost like a tree, right? These hard, sturdy personas, right? Women are forcing us to be their father figures, their anchors, almost like you almost feel like a Christmas tree, right? And they're so infantilized, they almost come off like as ornaments, hanging off, right? Dependent, right? So if you come out of that sort of tree form, you're showing that vulnerability that makes them feel destabilized and insecure and vulnerable because it's like we have taken over that. We are the security, we are that toughness, we are that, um we take on those qualities, right? um and that was supposed to be a patriarchal thing where we patriarchy infantilizes women, right? But now the issue is this is just getting unhealthy. There's that. But, right, men become very unstable and corrupt and dangerous when they can't express their emotions and feelings and they can't cry. But that desire is still there. But what women are doing, they're sort of cherry picking patriarchy, which one maintains patriarchy, but women want us to, um, right? It's that whole we have to. Women want to be infantilized, but we have to guess when they want us to, and if we don't, we're sort of aggressively scolded, right? Um, it's like the whole don't mansplain to me, so don't treat you like you're infantilized, but you know, open the door for us, which is infantilization. Like you can't open the door yourself. That was always an infantilized patriarchal intention. It's not chivalry. That's like it's implying that you can't open a door yourself. You know, pay on dates, never hit women, all of those things where, you know, women want to cherry pick their infantilization. Okay. Like you want to be infantilized, you want to use a baby voice and be treated like a baby, like a little kid, but you want to be in military combat roles. You want to be firefighters, police officers. You want to be president. In all these TV shows, you're like the badass warrior queen who can beat up men left and right, even though you have no muscle tone, right? Type of thing. Like you're sending mixed signals where you're cherry picking patriarchy. Like when it's convenient and beneficial to be infantilized, you want to keep that. But when it's not, you also want that. But back to the crying thing, it's like because women are embracing their infantilization, you're going to feel more. You're going to feel you become more submissive. You become more passive. You become less rooted. Right? You become less assertive. Um, so that men's supposed to take that over. So when you're again expressing your emotions, your feelings, sadness, pain, or when you're crying, that sort of breaks that role. It breaks that illusion, and women suddenly feel, like they're drifting, like they're free falling, abandoned in a sense, right? It's like that Christmas tree disappearing, and those ornaments are going to fall. So they push us back into that hard tree persona where we're just supposed to be these emotionalist, expressionalist anchors for them. Even when that doesn't even make sense anymore, it's like it sometimes feels like these time warps. Sometimes like we're in like Neanderthal vibes, and then like 1930s because that's not none of this makes sense anymore. We're like role playing these like outdated stale roles. Like I'm sorry, but stand up. Can you stand up and protect yourself? Be a mature, independent adult. I mean, role play like everyone, like other people have to do it. You know what I'm saying? And this is not shifting blame on you because I'm saying it's it can happen in the reverse, but you guys are sort of the bigger. It's more coming off as more hypocritical from you, and you're the bigger whiners about it. Okay, like men's rights is a thing, but it's like the volume's here, while feminine's volume up here, but you guys are acting very shady and hypocritical and loud about everything. Okay, and this is just you guys keep wondering. Like I know it's sort of manipulative. Like where is this coming from? Right, you're playing innocent, but this is where some of the animosity is coming from. Of course, a lot of men don't admit this. Like men can't. A lot of men won't say this because they're playing that role. They're locked in that role. Where this is almost coming off as weak to some people, right? It's too vulnerable. I'm not scared anymore. I have feelings, they can be hurt. I feel pain. A lot of times women are the sources of my pain and hurt. Okay, and I'm not really going to, I don't feel like we're going to take it any longer, right? And this is not saying women are bad or evil. I'm just saying people are, which includes everyone. But yeah, that's why women, like, I feel like all of us need to, this is just not working. This, um, it's not even supposed to be that way. There's not supposed to be one independent and secure person with one sort of passive dependent. It's supposed to be two independent people in a partnership, not codependency or this one-sided dependency. You know what I'm saying? But then on the flip side, men do have to grow up too. This we basically live in this society is still rigged and catered to men. It's basically a nursery for men, like this theme park nursery for you. And, you know, I mean, it's odd that it's rigged for you. You're so, you have so much, you're so spoiled, but you're still miserable. um, because of this, like, and then you make that everyone else's you project your miserableness as shadows onto everyone else. Everyone's accountable for this thing that you designed and are maintaining. It doesn't really make sense. But women, you're maintaining it too by cherry picking patriarchy. You can't cherry pick patriarchy and forcing men into these narrow, flat roles is not only maintaining patriarchy, it's destructive. This is why men act so violent, abnormal. That's not saying, that's not an excuse. That's not a pass. It's a factor. And it's also, toxic, manipulative, and exploitive. No one's here to be your father, especially when you're cherry picking. You're flipping between, like, there's these women supremacy vibes that are starting to come through, right? Not just through the media where, you're always the competent, strong one, and the men are punching bags or like incompetent idiots or evil. Like, you're just playing like this sort of shady chess right now. So what's the end goal? Okay, I feel like we just all need to sort of be open to growing up, which would include, you know, everyone being a bit more vulnerable. Like, I can't play the father, you know, invulnerable Superman role. I'm, because this broken, busted society, no one grows here. In modernity, no one grows here. So I'm not going to pretend. I'm physically mature, but I have, I'm not emotionally mature. And I'm not going to pretend. And that's like another thing. It's like this subtle, like, you're going to lose us if you don't do this. I don't care. Like, my plan is to be more vulnerable, to cry. And if women are acting disgusted and giving you the evil eye, use that. I'm going to use that to please, like, you're repulsed. Use that repulsion as a breeze. I'm going to take that breeze to get away from you. Like, there's not really, I don't see it as a loss.